Hello, today I will review how to run through eSolution One's Claim Exception Management demonstration. The Persona page will be your navigation hub, explaining the general overview of the demo, linking important resources, and providing the impersonation capabilities in a central location with explanation of each persona. These cases will feed into ServiceNow from an integration with the claim adjudication system. Examples would be Plexus or Microsoft Dynamics. To give some background on this system, after a medical claim is submitted, the insurance company determines their financial responsibility to pay the provider. This automated system uses rules to determine claim accuracy to complete most of the claim processing. If a rule is broken, the new claim exception gets pushed to ServiceNow for manual investigation. An example we'll be running through today is high dollar review. A claim dollar amount exceeds the adjudication system's dollar amount rule. An example would be an ER visit. Another example could be medical necessity review, and this could be kicked off based on unclean data or specific code sets, only to name a few very small amount of possible exceptions. The roles we'll be walking through are the claim reviewer, who will document findings and ensure enough information is provided with the case, the clinical reviewer, who analyzes the claim header, requests more medical documentation if required, and adds a clinical determination. Ending with the financial reviewer, who will research the financial claim details, create an impact analysis, and make the financial determination. Let's begin by impersonating the claim reviewer. The landing page displays a high-level case detail of their work and their team's work, utilizing metric visualizations to point out essential fields such as priority, claim exceptions by service locations, status analysis, claim category analysis, my cases, my team's cases. Cases route to agents based on agent availability, skill requirements, and history of past worked cases. Accepting the case in our inbox presents us to the record page view. The record view provides a consolidated view of the required information needed to work cases without shifting platforms. The page is broken out into tabs with a contextual side panel to support the agent. The Details tab can be customized to show fields specific to the agent's needs and will get populated by case submission from an external integration system, portal, submissions, or agent updates. And so here we can see the status, any data model information such as the member tied to the claim header itself, the provider, the claim exception type, prior authorization, any notes that the agent would need to use, and then closure information. Compose tracks real-time updates to the case and provides an audit history. Comments are for external contacts, in this case, the provider office manager. Work notes are for internal agents, liaisons, and approving managers. Activity collects field changes, attachments, and comments with timestamps to provide clarity no matter where the agent picks up the case. The side panel to the right shows necessary fields for case tracking. Reference fields allow agents to dig into related records further while still being in the workspace. The fields can also dynamically adjust based on the agent's assigned or other field conditions to show what's relevant for that specific time of working the case. The side panel is also great for showing contact information, SLAs tied to the case, and timelines of those SLAs. Agent Assist displays useful content items based on key field values. So for example, we are using short description. It's taking the short description and finding previously worked cases and knowledge articles that have metadata or short descriptions that match. This helps the agent find content that's very specific to this case and helps them resolve it in a quicker manner. Attachments, this will just hold anything that ties to the case, such as attachments from emails, portal uploads, or the agent themselves attaching items to this case. And then finally, we have the activity stream, just to show that we can place these items in different areas of the page to customize the view for the agent. Right now, we're looking at the out-of-the-box setup, but this is a highly customizable feature. Now let's take a look at the playbook and hit on some of these tabs as we go through. The Playbook tab gives the reviewer a structured view of the business workflow, interacting with the workflow in real time from within the workspace. Agents can use playbooks to update records, upload attachments, and complete tasks across multiple workflow activities in line with the case. Another excellent feature is the ability to show the case story to an agent that gets past the case after being initially worked on, seeing who and what has been done to further ensure responsive passing on of knowledge. Working through the playbook, we'll start by reviewing exception code's knowledge article. We can set mandatory articles so that we ensure that the agents always see the necessary information and have all supporting documentation when it comes to solving cases. We'll do the same thing for how to review claim details. Now we'll go ahead and document findings and assess to clinical reviewer. So now we're going to ensure that we have all the necessary information. So we have a prior authorization tied to the case, a claim header. We know who the provider is as well as the member. We see that there's nothing attached here, but we should have all we need to make a determination. So we'll confirm, add some work notes, and submit. And now we see the case is assigned to the clinical reviewer. The playbook no longer lets us progress through. We can go ahead and close out, end impersonation, impersonate clinical reviewer. Here's a similar landing page layout. We'll go to the new cases. And we can begin with looking in the playbook. We'll review claim details. So we have the name, transaction number, institutional, the member tied to it, their account number, any necessary information coming through from that system of record. And let's say we wanted to look into more detail, we could go ahead and click into the claim header itself, and we see all of it, as well as the claim lines attached. We also have the ability to put the claim lines in the playbook. Okay, now that we have reviewed everything tied to the case, we'll select a resolution. We will reject, need more evidence. Medical record not sufficient. And we'll go ahead and not put resolution notes for now, since we're not closing the case. We'll send a 277 communication for medical record. The office manager will respond with a 255 response, and it'll tie to the case. We've received the 275. We can take a look into attachments, and we see the medical record. Here's a PDF form. Now we can verify accuracy, coding, and the necessary documents exist. And approve. We're now onto financial review. We'll exit out of this tab, end impersonation, and select the financial reviewer. On your cases, playbook, and proceed with the financial claim details. So slightly different playbook view than the clinical reviewer, just because we believe that they'll need to look at different information to make their conclusion, but they'll still also have the option to go to the full claim header. Claim lines, review the group details tied to the member, we'll go ahead and send an email to the employer group, just letting them know that their reassurance threshold is met by 75%. Any email sent from this case and then replied back to will go ahead and get tied to this case in the emails tab. And then we'll approve this case. For closing actions, we'll start by creating an impact analysis. The case populates with the affected claim that's tied to this case. You can add any additional ones that are found during research. We'll add a total cost, add minimal impact, select low. We can give an option to contact the provider, and this can create a task. And now we'll determine a final response. Based on the details, we'll go ahead and do claim filing error, and then configuration change needed. And then complete this step. Based on our final response, the playbook decided we needed an additional task for a configuration change. You can see it populates with a subject and description, as well as it being assigned to the dev team. All created tasks will also be tracked in the Healthcare Task tab. Now we can send an email to the contact to the case, which is the provider office manager, telling them how to prevent this from happening in the future. Send email. Completing the flow. We can exit out. End the impersonation. Now that the claim exception has been reviewed and approved, we can send updates from ServiceNow to the claim adjudication system so that the claim can be processed and paid out. We'll go back to the dashboard, reset our data for the next attempt.